I'm Ben Lands with APC Media.
I'm Seth Johnson. We're at DTECH 2026. Please join us as we speak to industry leaders,
Gaining insights from experts in the utility industry. Join us to hear all about what people are doing to achieve affordable, reliable, and a resilient grid.
We're here at DistribuTech 2026. I'm here with Deia Bayoumi, Vice President of Installation and Components with Hitachi. Is that right?
That's correct. Nice to meet you, Ben. Looking forward.
Nice to meet you as well. And you were just saying that there's a lot going on in the industry with Hitachi. You've moved around a little bit. Tell us a little bit, for those that don't know you so well, tell us a little about yourself, how you got in the industry, and your current role.
Thank you. So I am more than 3 decades in the industry, enjoying the evolution of the industry. And with Hitachi Energy, prior to that with ABB, I was fortunate to move around the entire power system from medium voltage to high voltage to substation automation, HVDC, transformers, and services, and now in the insulation and component business.
So you're in HVDC, which is one of the stars of the industry, and very few people know about HVDC, really that high tech. And now you're in transformers.
Yes.
Tell me about that transition. And
so this is part of the exciting piece about the evolution of the innovation in the grid. Transformers has been the slow moving part in the grid, but it is an essential piece of the grid and critical, very critical, the only active part in the grid. Components are the pieces that build the transformer, whether it's a bushing, a tap changer, measurement and safety equipment, switches, fuses, and so forth. So it's super critical. Components, insulation doesn't get the spotlight, but it's super essential. Right. And now we're trying to make sure that we build it with the right reliability, sustainability, resiliency, so we can deliver this transformer that can really last for decades without any risk.
How are you addressing some of the supply chain issues that we've been facing with transformer and components?
Yes, multitude of directions we look at. So one, we're expanding our manufacturing facility. So we have a beautiful facility in Alamo, Tennessee.
Okay.
That's between 2 musical cities, Memphis, Tennessee, and Nashville, Tennessee, whichever genre you like. So we are in the middle there. We're adding another factory there. So and Alamo is around 220,000 square foot of manufacturing facility. We're the only installation and component manufacturer globally that manufacture all the components. Most of the competitors have fewer part of the vertically integrated. We have a machine shop. We build everything there. So we're building another facility next to it to expand the portfolio. So we're adding more bushing from the oil filled one and the dry one. From 25 kilovolt, we're going all the way up to the HVDC level now, 800 kV.
Is that right?
We're adding 765 kV to support the grid infrastructure.
There's a lot of talk about that. That's great.
We're adding a full portfolio for the tap changer. We're adding more and more components. So one dimension is expanding our manufacturing facility. We're expanding our supply chain, and we're really getting into more sophisticated supply chain with the technology right now. So we're really trying to figure out how to really route the supply chain to shorten the lead time to serve the industry. How we really make sure we're getting sustainable, reliable components to feed this transformer. So it's a sophistication of building the portfolio, sophistication of the expansion, our capability and facility, but it goes back again to our talent and the power of the people. So we're looking for the right talent. We're really training the people. We're really, in addition to technology, automation, innovation, it's all around the people. So
if you're building a facility right next to the one you already have, yes, you probably have a fairly talented pool. You said you have a training program to onboard?
We have a training program on board. We're going to also building an early career talent. We go into community colleges. We're really getting those team members and building them from the beginning so they know the Hitachi power. They get really trained on safety, equipment, and everything else. And we get them excited to be part of our manufacturing journey to bring the components that needed for the critical equipment such as transformers.
That's vital. I mean, with all the load growth, the data centers, electrification,
yes,
the transformers at the heart of all of that. You've got not only the vision, but it sounds like you've got the capital behind that vision to make it happen.
That's the very, very luxury and fortunate part we have, having Hitachi behind us, driving social innovation, driving capital investment. Every single facility we have around the globe, and definitely the ones in North America, US and Canada, and Mexico are being built up. There's investment in every transformer factory. We're building a brand new factory for large power transformers in South Boston, Virginia. Our Alamo facility is expanding with this next factory. We're looking for more factories, actually, and expansion across there.
Right.
Yes.
Wow, that's so news to the industry that just a couple years ago, it looked very bleak. And now I feel hope, I see vision, and I see a mission to execute on that vision. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
So that's looking at the current situation, and you're starting to talk about the future, but you could just give us a sense, or what are the next things we should be thinking about when it comes to transformers, or what you're looking to do with maybe your career and your skill set?
So what we're looking for is really, you already know the trends we have in the industry. There is a huge already demand happening right now that created really shortage in equipment. It extended the lead time for critical equipment or transformer. It goes to multi-year now in many cases, depends on the part. Same for components. So we're looking for partnership with the industry. So I think the biggest challenge utilities end user are having right now is timing. So we're working with them to get more visibility of what do you really need so we can invest in our capabilities like that. So the transactional kind of mode of operation is not what serves us in the future right now. So we're partnering with utilities, we're partnering with end user, data center, and others, and trying to see, okay, what is really the demand going forward?
Sure.
What is the application? How can we bring affordability? How can we bring resiliency? How can we bring also sustainability to the plate? So all of this comes back with our knowledge, our expertise, our depth in the whole industry, and we build a manufacturing facility to deliver that. We build the investment around that. We change our portfolio. So part of our investment also, I mentioned expansion on the portfolio, the voltage level, HVDC, different application. We're looking also for material science on the component side, how we make it more reliable, more resilient. So the transformer lasts 40 and 60 years, doesn't really last a decade or less. So we're looking at all these different applications. We invite our partners to really co-create with us and look at it. So again, like I was saying, component doesn't get the spotlight like AI, for example, but there's a lot of AI application and a lot of technology and domain knowledge that we use to manufacture in a sustainable way, to shorten the lead time, to build the best components, include resilience in these components, reliability, how we really understand. We understand the operation of the power system. We understand how it impacts the bushing, how it can create challenges there, and we're working against that.
Yeah, I want to probe that a little bit because I see at your booth here, you talk about asset management.
Yes.
So, I mean, you have all this experience about how to make sure that the transformer is built properly and it's quality component.
Correct.
But you probably also have experience of what are those issues that can change that beautiful, clean baseline that you delivered it with, and then how do you protect against that? Are you helping the industry? It relates to having longer life of these assets?
Yes. So from the component side, we build it with the highest reliability, knowing the stresses that this component goes under different application with the new technology we add, whether it's renewable, data center, microgrid, and all the injection high stresses that happen in the grid. When it is in the grid, if there is additional challenges that we didn't see, we have already a very strong service team. And the service team will bring more of the data, the sensors, and actually some of our components have monitoring devices around it right now and sensing technology. But like in distributed here, many of the people say the customer, the utility are overloaded with data. They're looking for the insights. So what the analytics, and this is where we have asset health centers, we have really a very sophisticated service team that can bring you the insights and then say, okay, even if you already bought that beautiful transformer that we constructed with the most reliable, sustainable way, knowing the conditions, and somehow there is additional stress was unforeseen. We have different ways either to upgrade these parts, rather upgrading the whole transformer, extend the life, make sure to really operate under different conditions. So yes, and that's the power of Hitachi is we have multiple businesses that can partner together and bring the whole value chain to the customer from replacing an equipment to sustaining it during its lifetime all the way to the end.
Fantastic. Well, that's a great vision and a great journey, a good arc to the story here that you have it. And it sounds like you're really investing in the industry. Is there any closing remarks you'd like to make to our audience before we conclude?
Yes, I think actually it's an exciting time right now that I see the conversions around transformer. Again, transformer at the forefront right now. I see the innovation is materializing in actual outcome. And then team asked me, what's the biggest challenge for the industry? And I think it's really time. I mean, really, we all shorten time. And really, I think I ask the end users, utility, data center, and others to really have more visibility. Like, go assess your assets right now. don't wait for failure and then start really requesting components where we really wouldn't have time to really lead time being shortened right now. We're working through it. We're adding capacity investment. But if you assist right now, if you don't wait for failure, if you look around, use our services team, use our technology, add more people. I think the more visibility, the more partnership, the more working together. It's the co-creation, is the connectivity, is the connection. And it's really more the people than the technology now. Or maybe it's the power of and, people and technology.
Right, and that's really what DTECH's all about, right?
Yes.
Getting those partners together, having the conversations, and being able to solve some of these challenges, which, like you said, has a lot to do with that fundamental human communication.
Absolutely. There's it. Yes.
Well, yeah, it's been a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thanks, man.